This is my first video for YouTube. I'm the one who put my fantasy floor hockey practice on YouTube so you guys can see what he does. My name is Jessica, and I just have a few thoughts on why I think abortion is wrong. Not just wrong, but medically dangerous at that. Despite the fact that women have the right to their own bodies, all women across the board should have rights to their own bodies, not just those without disabilities. All women, even women with disabilities, should have a say in how they handle their bodies. Doesn't make a difference biologically how old they are, chronologically how old they are, and mentally how old they are. They have a say in it just as much as any other woman does. Me, I'm against abortion across the board. Because I'm against it, there's reasons why I am, and for reasons of my own as well. I'm against it on the basis of medically it's not safe, and because women with disabilities have a right to say no, plain out no. There's a reason for that, because we don't tell other women how to run their bodies. We shouldn't tell women with disabilities or how they should conduct themselves or their bodies for that matter. No one is immune to human nature, but every woman has the right to their own reproductive system and how to handle it. So the message to these women who think they have the right to tell women like myself who have mind disabilities or disabilities of other sorts that is a personal call, and they don't have the right to tell us how to run our own body for that matter. That's just disrespectful, for one. For another, women across the board, regardless of their belief system, why abortion is medically dangerous is for a lot of reasons, one of which is because there's an increased risk of breast cancer, and there's a link that links it to that. You can find that link on any site that is pro-life or pro-choice, even though they're not likely to admit it. But there is a link that links abortion to breast cancer and other dangers as well, one of which is the risk of hemorrhage, risk of infection, risk of disability to the unborn, risk of what's called MACE, which is mental retardation, autism, cerebral palsy, and epilepsy, among other things. I know this might be in left field for some people, but I am speaking out because of my personal beliefs that I am against it. Despite the fact I am pagan, I am against abortion. Not any one pagan is the same, and they're all pagans that are very pro-life, and very much so across the board as I am. But there's not too many people that are willing to speak out on the dangers of it instead of their own experiences, but the dangers of it, to tell women otherwise that it's just not safe or medically sound, aside from the religious perspective and points on it. There is a spiritual ramification to this, but I can't tell women what they're going to endure, but there's spiritual, psychological, and emotional pain associated with abortion, and that should be reason enough to just avoid it altogether. Pro-choices don't have it right, because people who are pro-choice, as well-meaning as they are, are more likely to give misleading info or false reading because they themselves weren't taught that inside of you is an actual human being, not a blob of flesh, not cells, not tissue. A human being with a beating heart by 8 weeks old. 8 weeks. You can detect a baby's brain waves even before the heart starts beating at times. Or if not, it's the other way around. But the point is that it is a human being and that no one has the right to take a life through murder, through abortion, through child sacrifice. And that strikes a chord with me because it's all three of them. And aside from that, the other reasons why it's not safe is because you run the risk of death as well. Women have died from abortion. And it hurts the families of these women to have to bury their daughters, their nieces, their granddaughters, or family friends, to have to put them away at an early age or a young age because they've unfortunately passed on because of this stuff. So really, I challenge all of you women out there to really think about what was said and the truth about what was said, because I don't know too many other women who go on YouTube, surf it, as I have, to build a case against abortion and why it should just be avoided, not just for a spiritual belief, but for medical reasons as well. Because if you have a medical issue, like a heart problem or some other issue, that's more likely to put you in the grave faster than just going into a clinic and obtaining an abortion. I mean, that has its own risks too, and particularly the one in Pennsylvania where Kermit Gonzo was concerned. I'm sure all of you have heard about that case, but it was just really, really disgusting how the practice was run. Because a lot of these abortion clinics are unsanitary, they're filthy, some of them are just full of bugs. Some of the machines and tools and stuff are encased with blood and fetal parts, which were at one point a baby before the abortionist killed them. I know it's kind of graphic, and I wouldn't recommend anyone with a weak stomach or emotionally sensitive to anything to watch this with a light heart, because this subject is not lighthearted. It is very hard-hearted, sickening, saddening, heartbreaking, and heart-sickening. So I challenge all of you women to actually go on this, to watch this, to listen to what has been said, because there is a purpose as to why I'm saying this. The divine has given me a voice for the unborn to speak up and to say what's on my mind, why it's on my mind, and what we as humans can do about it, and that is to just go to the marches in every state, go to the marches and marchers can speak out and say, no, enough, get rid of Roe, get rid of Doe, and just let nature take its course regardless of what's going to happen. Nature is a deciding factor, not an abortionist, not a murderer. They are people too. They were created in the same way that we were created, in the mother's womb. And no one seen them dismembered, disfigured, torn apart, and coming out not resembling a human baby, but a cell, a mass, because they killed what was sacred. thus you shouldn't do that, because to kill what's sacred is an atrocity, and it's an atrocity to nature, to God, however you want to put it, whatever your belief system, it is wrong. And the major religions, Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Buddhism, are against it. 99% of women, if you were to ask them, they would be against it, but they wouldn't know why they're against it without soul searching within themselves as to why they're against it, and find the truth within them to come out and speak up like I am. This is not rehearsed, this is real. I am speaking up because it's my duty as a human being and in the human race to speak up and be heard. And so help me, I will be heard, because it doesn't make a difference in my belief system. I know it is wrong. I knew it in school when I had to do a postitions paper and anything that we wanted, and I chose video games and write young children and play with them and abortion and the death penalty. Heavy subjects for a young person in school, I know, but it need to be done. I broke the camera's back with it. I spoke up, testified to why it's wrong. And history teacher is quite impressed with my knowledge of everything, because history was my best subject in school. But on the other hand, I know I pushed some boundaries, but you know what? If it saves one woman's life and one student's life, then it was worth the cost of what could have happened to me, and it was worth the cost of a new suspension. And it shows any young girl, young teen in school, that if she knows and believes that abortion like me is wrong, speak up, be heard, don't back down, don't give in, don't listen to anyone, stay true to what you believe, and what you believe is right and true. So that's my stance on it. The other part of it is because of what I said before, abortion can lead to disability. Janet Johnson is proof of that, and I'm calling her out, but she is a remarkable young woman who has spoken out on the dangers of it. And I'm another young person, and in a few months I'll be 30, but I have what's known as postitions 21, or Down syndrome, and normally I don't talk about that, but for the purpose of this I am. Because if it can save one woman's life with Down syndrome, then I've done my job, I've done what the divine has asked of me, and it feels great, truly. Now I'm getting emotional, sorry. But anyway, if it can save one person's life, one woman's life, one girl's life, one woman's life with a disability, then I've done my job. And I've done what the divine has wanted me to do, and I will not shut up. I'll not shut my mouth. I will speak up. And I will carry this to the day I go to my grave, for all of the unborn to have peace and justice for them, and justice for the families of young lives that are lost because of us. I just want to say thank you for listening to me. Thank you for giving me the time. And blessed be to all of you. And regardless of belief systems, I hope you have found that the truth in this, and I hope you have found that the truth will ring out and set you free. Just never back down. Have a blessed day. Blessed be.